Banks today are being disrupted. We know this because we see the rise of fintech startups and challenger banks, not to mention the emergence of new and existing technologies. We see the rise of mobile banking, hype over blockchain and artificial intelligence, and also an increasing trend of wearables and the ability to track your finances. But what about the Internet of Things? Is there an application there in banking? We came here to the Internet of Banking to find out more.
Banking suffers from being one of the least cool places, right? If we were working in fitness or fashion or something like that, there'd be so many cool uses for Internet of Things. In Internet of Things in banking, right now I'm seeing some interesting stuff happening with things like piggy banks. So I'm tracking 4 banks in the world that are doing smart piggy bank plays. And if you look at that, Barclays own a patent for smart piggy banks. So these are devices that sit in your house and they're generally aimed at younger audience. They can track your saving goals. They can do e-pocket money from parents. They can display readouts of what your money is. So it's helping children understand the value of money in a cashless society where they don't necessarily have the tangible benefit of physical cash. Outside of that, we're seeing some cool stuff in insurance and telemetrics. That kind of thing is going to play out well. Ultimately, I think Internet of Things and banking is going to play more of a role in chatbots and the interface, right? So right now, banks believe they own the customer and they have their apps and they have their branches and they have their telephony channels, and they believe that when you do banking with them, you have to go through those channels. Now we're seeing a preponderance of Internet of Things devices. It's very cliche to talk about like smart fridges and talking toasters. Ultimately, it will be some pervasive, holistic background chat entity like Amazon Alexa or one of these kind of things. And I think that's where it will play the biggest disruptive force, where you will chat with your objects and they will tell you your balance, or they will be transactional, or they will be informational. And I think sci-fi has shown us the way, right? You watch any sci-fi film, it's set more than 50 years in the future, and there is some background computer that you chat with, and that does all the jobs for you. And I think that's probably the way it's going to play out.
Well, we have launched these pay bands, and they're just an extra option. Instead of just having a contactless credit card, you can also have a pay band, and hopefully soon we will also deliver this through our mobile banking app. So you'll be able to tap and pay through your mobile banking app. But back to the Internet of Things, I would see evolving those pay bands by adding more functionality. Also on the wristband, but through also something like an Apple Watch, smartwatch, and using that smartness of that functionality, since you'll be wearing it anyway, and giving the capabilities to do more with it, rather than just keeping it as a controller of the mobile banking app. That's how it works at the moment. So yeah, if it's a standalone device that you would wear, and you could also make payments and do all the things without relying on the mobile banking app and that controlling it, that could work.
Where we are with Internet of Things is a very, very nascent market. You know, we're most of us are fortunate enough to have gadgets around, whether they be phones or sensors in our house or cars, etc. All of these things are connecting. Yep. Today, however, they're connecting to silos. Where we are with banking is that the bank is just starting to tap into the potential of some of these data, or some of these sources of data, and hopefully we're going to start to see some of these new products emerging. And one example which is already out there is a company called PayDrive that uses connected technology to offer a new finance product for cars. So very much in the distressed end of the market. Just a simple proposition: as long as you make your payments, your car will start in the morning. If you don't make your payments, you can't drive your car. So it's actually allowing them to access different areas of the market with a new innovative financial product.
I think the early stages are really there with IoT and banking at the moment, but everyone's really keen and interested to find out how they can leverage that. I think the common thing though is people are concerned about just more data to deal with and how customers are interacting with their brand. And so Telium wants to help with that problem that people otherwise have, by giving easy ways to get that data collected and made use of across their marketing activity as well.
I talk a lot about IoT in banking because although we will see it more in insurance tech, in the insurance business, IoT, Internet of Things, it will happen and have its place in banking. But we're not there completely yet, but we will come very fast.